Welcome to Nearing Nerdvana. This is episode 107 of Long Story Short. And we've got our special guests here today that we haven't seen in quite a while. Welcome back, Josh.
Not special guest, OG member of the show.
Yeah,
special guest.
Josh back in the house.
Co-host that we haven't seen in ages.
Oh yeah, a long time.
Yeah, I think someone was keeping track in one of the group chats, and they're like, I hadn't seen Josh on a podcast in 6 months.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to look back and see what the last episode of this was that I was on now.
On Long Story Short?
Yeah, just to see.
I want to say I know it was an episode where we had a lot of foreign books, but
it was probably like in the mid 30s. I would have to guess something like that, maybe low 40s, something like that. But anyway,
what episode is it now?
107.
Hey.
Yo,
brother. Holy shit!
Up.
I didn't recognize you, man.
I'm alive.
Oh my
And he got a
God.
haircut.
Yeah, today. I got this haircut today just for this.
Just for the show.
Nice.
Just for this.
See, I'm doing the opposite. I haven't gotten a
Fucking
haircut in a long time.
handsome, man. You're fucking handsome, man.
See, it's not a big deal for me because I talk to Josh almost like I want to say daily because we play video games together now at this point, and then so it's like kind of like just another day for me. I know everyone else is excited though.
We've got one hell of a show lined up for tonight. So we don't do a lot of theme shows on this channel, but there's a definite theme to the show tonight. So you'll pick up on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I should have renamed the episode or one of the subtitles or whatever. Yeah. But let's give a big shout out to our sponsors. So thank you so much to Cover Price. Make sure you're using the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And big shout out to Bird City Comics, now with a brick and mortar store in Arizona. So if you're in the area, make sure to swing by the store, check it out. I know they just got a giant collection in, and you can use the code Nirvana for a 10% discount off of their website. If you're in the area, you might see if you can use the discount in the store and tell them I sent you.
What are you talking about? You said this code would work in the store. Like,
All I needed to say was Aaron Yee.
No, you got to say Nirvana. You got to say Nirvana.
Aaron Yee, Nirvana.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it probably would only work if Laura was in the store. So, so good luck, everyone. But yeah, and our normal disclaimer: make sure to pay market high prices for all these books. Make sure we're talking about it on the Hot 10 or the Almost 10 or any other variations of those shows. So yeah,
but in all seriously, right? Yeah, hunt for your books. Look for your books. Don't pay crazy prices. You're gonna build a good collection. You're gonna put in the work, and you're gonna find some deals out there. So, anyways, that's all we're preaching on this show. So, anyways,
I was thinking about. Good luck finding these books to even pay whatever for them.
Yeah,
so
we might be sending someone on a ghost for any of these tonight. And the first few we're going to talk about don't come cheap. But why don't we keep the cat in the bag as we go through the first books, and then we'll let it all out. All right, so we're going to talk about some pulps to start. This particular artist was a big inspiration for the artist that we're going to focus on specifically tonight, but we're going to just go through just some really noteworthy pulps. And I would say that I don't have prices on these, but you'd be hard pressed to find these for less than a few $100 a piece. I think you've done pretty well on any of these, I would say. Some of them are in the grands, and then something like this graded would be multiple grands. So this is Spicy Mystery Stories number 9. one of his more sought after books. The artist is H.J. Ward. This is back in from Culture Publishing in February of 1936. There were 7 of these on the census, and part of the reason, outside of the stunning art, that people like this book is the Batman story, which is not the Batman that we all know and love, but regardless, just that name attracts collectors.
Yep, this is a gorgeous cover. I mean, it literally that cover has everything going for it. I mean, gorgeous woman. You've got the noose, the hanging cover. I mean, Batman. Like, it's classy. It's classy.
We talk about those books that stop you in your tracks, but you're at a con and this is up on the wall. Carter, are you stopping dead in the tracks if you see this?
How much is that spicy mystery stories that you have up? That's up there. Yeah, that one. Yeah, what's the price on that?
15,000.
I'm curious. Do you remember what the highest graded copy was on the census?
I think it was. I mean, pulps, they don't grade high, right? I think it was like maybe a 5 or a 6.0 on this one, something like that.
That's nice. I mean, that's still nice for pulp.
There's one for sale on eBay. I think it's eBay for like $19,000.
Yeah, this is
graded. It might be a 6.0.
Let's see if I can find it real quick before we move on.
She's all, go kill yourself. And he's all, that's what I did. Leave me alone.
Okay, from Culture, and this is issue 9.
Yeah, and like JC said, even the replicas aren't cheap.
Okay, any guesses of what the highest on the census is?
I was thinking it was a 6, but is that?
It's higher.
Okay,
Ooh,
wow.
7.5.
Bingo!
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Can't
A
imagine.
7.5 for Pulp, man.
In his signature series. No, I'm just
Yes,
joking.
7.5's on that's like a killer grade.
But in all seriousness, it really is a 7.5 is Blue Label, and the highest is on the
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's nuts. That book probably looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine. All right.
Yo, which one you taking? That one or the Weird Tales Batwoman cover?
You know, so that Weird Tales, while that's like a big time pulp, there's several others that I like more than that book. I know that might sound blasphemous, but like,
I would take the spicy over.
Yeah.
The Weird
Really?
Tales.
Really?
Yes, all day.
Wow. Okay.
I would take this spicy over that Batwoman pulp.
Yeah, so you know, another cover that just has a lot of elements that are super collectible. August from 1935 from Culture Publishing. You know, 8 on the census. People had talked a lot about pulps when CG started grading them, how there was going to be a big push, but there's so many. But the H.J. Ward stuff is definitely living up to that. I mean, you know, the price tags on these are, you know, in the thousands, and certainly, you know, highly sought after given how amazing the artwork is.
All right, real quick. Here's a picture of that Weird Tales.
Yes.
Just so people have a
Yeah,
visual.
dude, spicy all day.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we can go back to the other one just for comparison. You're comparing these two, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's spicy is the layup for me, but you know, that Weird Tales, I appreciate it, but like there's just so many others that I prefer.
I understand why people like that Weird Tales, but
But this is the winner for y'all.
Yeah.
For me, but I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. I mean, this one with a skeleton in the background, not perfection. A little bit of blood on her shoulder.
Yeah, this is another one that's high up on my priority list.
The one time I found a box of pulps at a comic book convention, I didn't see anything like that stood out. That was like kind of like, oh, that's cool. It was just like it's just random shit that was like 10 to $20 a piece or whatever. But there was nothing that where the cover was like kind of like, oh, that looks amazing. I'm gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just passed on everything.
It's so weird. The wading through like pulps is that's a bitch. I swear there are probably more pulps than comics. Like
yeah,
during
just
like that from like that time period.
Oh yeah.
It feels like an endless rabbit hole. I mean, I just bought that book. What's it called? It's called Pulp Empire, about just like the publishing wars of that era. The pulps leading to the comics. I've heard it was a great read. I just finally broke down and ordered the book, but I'm looking forward to kind of getting into that and just getting the history of this era.
What's the highest graded copy of this on the census?
Oh, I still have Spicy Stories open. Yeah, let's see. And this is issue
7580.
Actually, the highest is a 6.0.
Oh, okay.
And then there's only 7 graded.
Actually, that 6.0, I think, is for sale right now on eBay.
It's got to be going for quite a bit.
Yeah, they're not asking chump change. There's a 0.5 restored copy of this on eBay, and they want $600 for it.
Yeah.
And that's the only restored copy on the census, and it's also the lowest on the census.
Well, I see the other one for sale for like 20 grand asking price.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, but there's 2 6.0s. I should mention that. There's 2 6.0s. So there's 2 at the top of the census.
I mean, when you look at pulps, that's the fact that there's a 7.5 of the other one is kind of amazing, because I mean the pulps just they break apart so easy. Like it feels like 5.0, 6.0. If you look at a lot of these, that's like the ceiling.
Yeah.
For a lot of these when they get graded.
Well, I mean, just also the age.
I got that one pulp back recently from CGC that was a 7.5, and I was like, couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's
probably top of the census.
Yeah.
I mean, they just get. I mean, they were read like books, but they weren't built like books. All right, another Spicy Mystery Stories. This is number 15. August 1936. You're seeing sort of a similar theme here. 7, 8, 7. Not a ton on the census, but yeah, just a masterfully done piece. I mean, think about how well these were painted, given the era. I mean, it's
right. It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're asking what the top of the census is, it's a 7.0.
7.0, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, Aaron, I would assume that if you saw any of these digging through that pulp box, you would have grabbed them, right?
Yeah, easily. Yeah. It would have been like a no. I mean, especially at that price point, right? I mean, not to say I didn't find anything at that booth. Like, I think I ended up walking away from their booth with a Akira #1 for like $20. So
not bad.
Yeah, so I'm not complaining at all of what I found at that booth. It just kind of sucked that the only place that had pulps didn't really have anything cool to walk away with.
Yeah, you guys may recall, regular viewers of the show, we covered Spicy Western Tales, I think, several shows ago, and how the issue #1, there was a variant to the cover. There was one that was a little bit more risque than the other from 1936. So arguably one of the first variant covers all the way back in the 30s, which was kind of crazy. I'm trying to think if that was H.J. Ward who did that or not. I can look that up real quick.
JC, there's no OA for any of this. They recycled the paper and pulped it to make it the next issue.
It's really funny. I know someone that has one pulp cover, but literally what I know that H.J. Ward's, or was it H.J. Ward? It was somebody bigger name. They would actually paint over. So like they would paint one pulp cover, and then they would literally paint
Over
like another, paint over it. Like
so they didn't have to keep on wasting canvas. And
just destroy it and paint over it.
Oh wow.
Hey Aaron, if you want to show this in the chat, this has the spicy western, the variant cover that we talked about way back when.
Okay. Which issue?
In the private chat, did you see
it?
it?
Yeah, I have the link. Okay, here, I'll just share that tab, and then that way you can tell me which one to stop at.
So the first one, it's just the first.
Oh, yeah.
So the first and second. So one, her leg is a bit more exposed.
Yep, I remember this.
She's a little bit torn up, and then the second one was the variant, where she was a bit more. So this is all the way back in the 30s, right? So some people say
funny, which was the last episode Josh was actually on when we talked about this. No, I'm joking.
No, that would be a crazy
I feel like I remember being on that show. Could have been.
Yeah, that's why I was just joking around with that.
That'd be a crazy coincidence, actually, if that's
right.
True. But
I'm a pulp guy now.
Was once foreign is now
pulp.
All right, we've got a few more H.J. Wards to go through. Just every one of these is as good as the last, and these are all pricey books. So spicy detective stories. Some of these I couldn't find census information on, so I would imagine some of them aren't even graded. But yeah, for people who only collect 9/8, the pulps are not going to be the category for you.
No. Not at all.
Exactly. Oh, this isn't a 9/8. Oh, I'm gonna have to pass.
Hey, Joe, have you ever pressed a pulp?
No.
I mean,
he's not allowed to say. No, joking.
Can I press it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah.
Your job would probably be more of the cleaning than anything on a pulp, right? Because of
I'd be afraid to clean and press these.
No, I did.
It's just
the
like
spines
falls
just
apart.
seem so fragile.
Yeah, I would just honestly, if you have it, just get encapsulated and call it a day.
The ones that I just got back, I just submitted. And then when I got that 7.5 back, I'm like, oh, what if I cleaned and pressed it?
I know. Damn it.
Yeah,
so
if you clean and pressed, it would come back at 6.5.
Yeah, right.
So for those that
whatever you do, don't clean and press anything, man. Just send it in. Don't take that chance.
And then when you decide to change your mind, and then when you decide to change your mind, send them to Red Hood.
No, don't press anything.
I get annoyed when people are like so precious with comic books, but when it comes to pulps, I'm that precious.
Yeah, dude. They feel like they're gonna fall apart in your hands.
Yep.
Oh, so I have a question about that. Like before y'all submit pulps to grading with CGC, do you look through them before you submit them?
I didn't.
I'm just even counting the pages.
I am really curious if they actually flip through a 300-page pulp to see.
Well, I mean, like you.
I'm just saying.
When they first, so when they first announced that they were grading pulps, or even when it was just like kind of like in the rumor mill, right? I'm just like, there's no way they're gonna do that because people are gonna go postal trying to count pages on pulps.
Seriously.
So no, me personally, I have never looked through a pulp. I just send it straight to CGC.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious to see if y'all kind of like browse through it casually or whatever.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
You're like.
I don't even have time to do that.
Mine's gonna come back green label, page 48 missing.
Yeah.
All right. all of these are just fantastic. I mean, so these heavily inspired, the artists that we're going to get into here in a minute, and I think it becomes apparent, how influential H.J. Ward was. But I mean, you can look at these all day. I mean, the detail on these are just phenomenal,
dude. It's crazy. It's crazy when you look at art from back in the 30s and then you look at art today. Sometimes it feels like it's going backwards.
We're regressing in some ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. I think it was a couple more. We don't have to spend too much time on these, but I think you get the point. They're all,
I did pick this one for a specific reason, but I don't want to talk about it. I'll just explain it when we get to the other book.
Okay. It looks like she's handling a bunch of dinglings.
Is this the first tentacle cover? Is this what you're trying to show us?
No. No. And Greg, I can tell you that it is definitely not to the same standards of comics, because my 7.5 pulp, I would probably, like, if that was a comic, I probably would have graded it like a 4 or like a 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny when CGC came out, though. They said they were going to use the same grading standards for pulps. So I'm like, there's no freaking way they can do that. I mean,
no.
So was this the pulp that Biff used to carry around in Back to the Future?
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the pulps. As people guessed, yes, we're talking about Bruce Timm tonight. We've talked about Tim a lot on the show, but Josh had mentioned that he had done a bunch of really hard to find pulps. Before we get into those, I want to talk about some books that we recently talked about on the show and that Josh had identified and had some sales, so we can put some numbers on these. When we first talked about these, and I know you were on that show, Josh, when we first talked about these, because it was very, very early on. How tough they were to find. But you want to talk through these, Josh? These were your sales.
So this was crazy because, when I started on this Bruce Timm journey, I never expected to find any of what I found, let alone get the grades that I did. So this is Hardboiled 14, and I'm pretty sure these all came from a guy that had bought out a closed down bookstore. So he had a huge backstock of pulps and all that kind of stuff. And he had listed one Hardboiled on eBay, and I just hit him up and I'm like, hey, you got any more? And he's like, yeah, I got all these. And they were so minty. So I sent them all in. I got 5 9/8s.
And are these all 5 of these yours 9/8 on this one?
Yeah, these were all 5. I mean, they're not mine anymore, but they were
your submissions.
Yeah, they were at one point. Yeah, these were all mine. I have one left, and the only reason I kept one is because I have the cover proof for this book as well. So
nice.
But yeah, I sold 4 9/8s for, you might as well say, $500 a piece.
Yeah, when we talked about these originally, we had no sales date on these, just some very rough pictures, frankly, of them. I mean, they were hard enough to find pictures of at the time. Forget any sales, but so there was 14, and then if you go to the next one, 15. We had talked about you had sold this recently. Well, I know you'd sold when I bought this from you for 500, but I think you sold a couple of others as well.
Yeah, I sold all 4 of them. All 4 of those were mine as well.
Yeah, and then and these so that one was 92. This is 93. If we keep going, this is 94, and This was also a 9.8 that you sold, Josh, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And
Nice.
for 1,000.
Yes. Yep.
Only one on the census too, right?
Yep.
And then even one more.
Yeah. Yeah. This one I kind of regret letting go. But yeah,
Yes.
that one. This was literally. I saw this on eBay, and I think they wanted $300 for it. And I was like, you know what? Seems expensive, but I don't care. And I bought it, and it got a 9.8. So
okay, so you didn't get this one from the guy selling from the
no,
bookstore?
this was from a different seller.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so these spanned over like a 4-year period, right? I think the first one we talked about was 92. So these were coming out like once a year, right?
Mhm.
These things were
Yeah, I think there were. I think maybe they did 2 a year, some years, but yeah.
And Bruce Timm wasn't doing the covers on all of them. It was just, I believe, just the numbers that we showed: 14, 15, 19, and 22.
He did covers 9 through 24.
Oh, so he did all of them through there, because these are the only ones I've ever seen. Okay.
Yeah, 9 through 24 he did.
Straight through. Okay, that's interesting, because I don't think I've ever seen the covers other than these 4.
Really? No, the last that Bruce Timm show we did on the here before, we definitely had.
We had some other ones.
Yeah, we had some of the other hard-boiled ones.
Okay, I thought I grabbed the ones, but we're talking 2 years ago now. So
yeah.
What do you remember? What episode number that was?
It's 23.
23. Okay,
Yeah.
I can pull up the slides for that. 24. They're out of order now. All right.
Yeah, I think it's like the most recent access. You can sort them by name though.
Yeah. Okay, we covered 19, 22, 12.
Oh,
and then it goes into like double take. Oh, there's 15, 14. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's pretty much what we have here. There's like maybe like 1 or 2 different. I think it's like 15 is the additional one, right?
All right. So as hard as these are to find, we're gonna dive into some even more obscure books.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh. You can take the lead from
Oh,
here.
you want me to take it? Heck yeah!
Yeah,
all
man,
right.
these
All right.
are all yours.
So I want to give a huge shout out to JC, because JC is the one that turned me on to like all these harder to find Tim books that I had no idea existed. So big shout out to him for that.
Yeah, he's a great follow on IG, and
seriously,
and a big fan of and a big member of the community. So if you don't know JC, he's
he's somewhere in the live chat.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, he's here somewhere. But yeah, seriously, if you don't follow him, you should follow him. But this is Black Forbidden Things. So this was Bruce Timm cover. This was Starmount Publishing, 1992. You're welcome, dude. The Cryptical Secrets from the Crypt of... I always mess up. Yeah, Cthulhu? I always mess up saying that word, Cthulhu.
It's because you haven't sold your soul to Satan yet.
Yeah, so. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think I've seen this for sale before, but I could be wrong. I get some of these mixed up sometimes, but like this is one that I've either seen it once or I've never seen it. So, I can't tell you anything about it besides that Bruce Timm did the cover.
I'm stealing the art and putting my band logo over it.
You should make a T-shirt with that on there.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
T-shirt.
And it's different because it's not. A lot of people love Bruce Timm and his ladies and stuff like that. I mean, I do too, but it's also interesting to see him do mythical creatures and other stuff.
Totally.
So this is a new book that I mean, fairly new, 2018, that you don't ever hear a lot about. It's The Mighty Warriors. And it was edited by Robert M. Price. And again, I don't own this, so I couldn't tell you like what it's about on the inside, but you can go online and find this like relatively easy.
What does it go for? Is it,
I think you can buy this on Amazon for like $20 some or $30 maybe. Like it wasn't crazy.
Are you censoring this, Carter?
I'm turning some dials there.
He's trying to get a signal.
Yes.
But it's another. I mean, you can see where Tim got the influence from. So
Totally.
All right, before we get canceled.
Yeah.
It's art. It's art. You can't get canceled.
It's art. Yeah, you can't cancel us for art.
No, that's true.
Spectral Tales. This was Cryptic Publications, 1989. Cover by Bruce Timm. It was cool for me to see this one because I'm a big like horror guy. So I really like his horror stuff, which I think we're going to get into a little bit of those pictures.
Josh.
I know. I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting.
I mean, this thing looks like he almost printed this thing on just like a printer. Like he just folded over 8.5 by 11.
Toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's a fanzine.
Yeah, and like I've never seen a copy of this like for sale or any copy that someone's posted besides like, whatever you get when you Google image something and it pops up.
You know where you're gonna find one of these, like, you ever go to those stores and they just have like the boxes of just like mishmash odds and ends, different shaped books, different, like they don't know what the hell it is. They just kind of throw it all in there and it's like $10 a piece or something. Like, some owner's not going to know what this thing is and just, come across one and throw in one of those boxes or something.
And apparently this was a year after Bruce Timm was working at a Kmart.
Wow.
So
nice. All right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
This cover is just so random. H.P. Lovecraft, The Decline of the West. Starmont House, 1990. Cover by Bruce Timm.
I want to read this now.
Right?
Yeah.
Who knew? I didn't know until I was shown this. So
I was thinking the same thing when I posted this in. I'm like, I want to read this book.
All right, so for Blind Adam, so in the background you see Cthulhu in like the shadows, and right in front of Cthulhu is like a Stonehenge door to enter, and you see, I'm guessing, is that H.P. Lovecraft or is that S.T. Joshi?
Beats me.
I would guess it's Lovecraft.
It's going to be Lovecraft. Yeah.
And then you see a book in the front with ancient text inside of it. Is the best way.
Hieroglyphics, maybe. I don't know.
They look like runes.
Yeah, and then it's all one hue color. I guess you could describe it as, right?
We got Swag in the house as well. What's up, Swaggle House?
Oh, it's the Necronomicon. Okay, thank you.
All
right. Crypt of Cthulhu, Yuletide, 1989, Bruce Timm. Pretty sure there is a copy of this on eBay, so if you go there really quick and buy it, you might be able to get it.
Is the 69 in the lower corner like the issue number, or they just throw it on there because whatever, they like the number?
I honestly, like, the information that we have right here is that's like all the information that's on the internet about these books.
Code,
like
bro.
Legit.
It's a code.
I want to know, like, if you're gonna name your publisher Yuletide, I mean, you really like that time of year, or like, why do you?
Yeah.
Okay, and then for Blind Adam, the cover is a pink background or it's printed on pink paper, and you have some sort of being with a sword with stars behind him, and I don't know who's in the moon or whatever.
It's Shakespeare.
It's some,
Yeah, it looks like
it's
Shakespeare.
some bearded dude that obviously sold his soul to Cthulhu. The next title is 69 Cthulhu.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
there's a random 69 in the bottom right corner.
Yeah. So you should buy it for just a 69.
You know, Tim's art's interesting. Like, you know, he's chosen to draw a certain way that, you know, we all associate with his work, right? But if you look like, you know, in the moon there, I mean, he clearly can draw really probably whatever he wants, but he's just developed his own style. This is 89, so this was early on, right? He probably hadn't sort of you know, mastered that style yet, but he clearly is, you know, is very talented.
Yeah, he could draw.
And then you would definitely see this on the side of a van back in the day.
Yeah, one of those vans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see the Masters of the Universe Bruce Timm stuff that he did?
Mm-mm.
I think it was like more like promo art.
Yeah, those mini comics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was his first comic book.
Yeah, the ones that came in
one of those
the
little
action
tiny
figures.
Masters of the Universe comics.
All right. Welcome in, Spider Guy Murph. I think we're like halfway through the show. Yeah, somewhere around.
We've covered quite a bit of ground.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Up next, we have The Devil's Notebook. Starmount House, 1990, Bruce Timm. I would love a copy of this. There are 2 copies of this last time I checked on eBay, but it just depends, I guess, on what you want to pay.
What were they asking? Do you remember?
One of them was, and there's apparently 2 different printings of this. I want to point that out too. I forgot to mention that when you were doing the slides, but there's actually, I think it's this book. There's 2 different USB numbers on the back of this, but I think one was over $250 somebody wanted, and I was like, it's a little iffy. And then I think the other one's like 100 and something, but
wow.
Crazy.
I'm trying to find like the 9/8 candidates. So
not easy. They're tough to find to begin with, and then you're narrowing it down to 9/8. And
yeah.
All right, Derek says that The Devil's Notebook is by Hood's mother-in-law. And
I take her out to eat. She's ordering all this shit. She takes my front seat from me.
She's ordering drinks.
So basically on this cover, it's a white background. You have text that's, you know, to the left, and to the bottom that's an old English style. Then you have a red image of the devil. You see the background, him staring off into the moon and waiting on some sort of throne, I guess. Not throne, but like
he's on his thinking chair.
Thinking chair, yeah. Staring at the I'm guess moon, or to the hole to get to Earth or something. I don't know.
But yeah, this is I like this cover. Like I said, as much as I love his girly stuff, I appreciate the randomness of some of the stuff that he's put out.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
See, I think I could crop out the name title, or the Clark Ashton Smith. I could crop that out and then put the logo there.
If that Clark Ashton Smith wasn't there, this would be a lot better. But
freaking
just get Bruce Timm to remark over it.
Gosh dang it, Clark. All right. Astro Adventures, Tales of Science Fiction.
Oh, jeez.
Issue 6, I believe. I think that's what it says in the bottom left corner. Yeah. Cryptic Publications, 1988.
Man, this is awesome.
Yeah, now this I would pay up for. Never seen one for sale. I don't think JC's. I think JC said he's never seen one for sale either. It's like just whatever random pictures you can find on the internet of this. Yeah, there you go. It's the bane of his existence. So
I can see why, man. I mean, that cover is phenomenal.
yeah.
Quite
so is this like his first work? Because I know that on that other book it was like 89, and that was like
I
a
think
year
there's
after.
he's done a few in 88. I don't know.
So
I wonder if he remembers what his first one was.
Yeah, because I'm guessing this was like one of his earliest stuff. If it's 88,
Yeah.
yeah, and then Adam, this is, it looks like a zine book where it's printed on yellow paper. It's all inked out, all black, and you have a monster holding a babe, and some guy shooting at the monster.
Dude, the colors they used for these.
Yeah.
I mean,
paint
It's probably
pinks
just
and the
whatever is
yellows.
available. I mean, but it's the 80s. Like all that color paper shit was like popular back then.
Yeah, that is true. And this is cool because that's from 88, but it does have like that Bruce Timm.
Yeah,
So
I was thinking
it's almost kind of like he's kind of flippy floppy back and forth.
figuring out who you wanted to be when it comes to being an artist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy Tales 11 was 88 too.
All right.
Other Worlds 5 by Griffin Publications, which is the same place that did all the Hardboiled stuff. So 1993, and then obviously cover by Bruce Timm. And this is one I've never seen for sale since I found out about them, at least. So
I mean, these things have got to be so obscure. I mean,
so obscure.
It's awesome.
And let's see. In the background, you have a woman being held hostage while some person is about to elbow a villain in the face. In the front, in the foreground.
It's all black and white.
And then everything's framed in the bottom right corner, and then at the top third is like the title of the book, and then on the far left is all the publishing information or what the story is about.
Yeah, because these are like, I don't know about any of the other publishers. I would assume it's probably almost the same way, but like Griffin, that was one guy. Like this was one guy that did all of that stuff, all the like it was him in a room, like putting these together, stapling them and putting them out. Me and JC have talked to him before, and he's an older guy and he remembers like nothing. Like we were trying to ask him like, print run information and all this kind of stuff, and he's just like
he's like space. He's like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
do you remember what you were doing 30 years ago?
Yeah, like I don't know, so yeah, it was crazy. So I can imagine that the print run on these is not.
Oh,
he has a YouTube
humongous.
about it.
Spider Guy, Josh and I had talked about talking about these, and just the volume of the books to cover. We just kept it all Bruce Timm. So if Bruce Timm is not your thing, that's all that's on the menu for tonight. If it is, then eat up.
Yeah, and we don't do theme shows very often, so so this is a special treat for y'all.
All right, Starmont Facsimile Fiction number 6, Starmont House, 1991. Cover by Bruce Timm. No idea what this book's about. And I think I've seen...
It's one of those damn facsimiles. God damn it.
Yeah, right. Nobody buy it. I think you can find this one for sale. I could be totally lying, but I'm pretty sure that I typed this on the Google and some copies popped up.
Wow, $10.95 cover price though. That's
right in 1991.
Yeah. That's like 12 comics back then.
This was a book for rich people.
You know,
I mean,
some people
91,
can't,
there were still $1 a piece.
some people can't figure out that, you know, you're giving them a shitload of cornbread, right? This is an artist that can easily pop off like
Well,
like
Josh has already
Dave.
broke the seal. What are you talking about? Josh has
Dude,
already
and-
broke the
and
seal, selling
like,
the top of the
but-
census for the hard boils. Like
but
that's
like
just the start of it.
showing you books that when you're out in the wild, like this does not look like Bruce Timm, bro.
No.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
I would
Right?
totally
I don't
overpass it.
even know. I don't even know if his name is on the
So
cover.
if
Maybe
I
it's
see
super small.
if I see this book, I go, I better grab it because I just saw it. You know, like it when you're digging, you're going pretty quick. Now that I've seen this book, I'm gonna remember this book.
Yeah.
I'm just
All right, and if you want to link to the slides, you know, make sure the Venmo Mr. Longshort $20.
Like I
You
want
can
to
just
go.
And
go
we'll send you one character each.
I want to go to a pulp show and just try and find Bruce Timm stuff now. Like,
I go to a used bookstore, you know, not far from where I work, and just look for this kind of stuff.
Yep. That's probably the best place to go to try and find this stuff, or old bookstores.
And they've got like wooden bins of shit like this. They just kind of put in there for like $10 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
It always seems that these types of books are always like together. They're not like if you run into some of these books, like the next one, they're all kind of similar, you know, and they probably all smell the same too.
Or it came from the same person's collection.
Yeah.
All right. Pulp Magazine #1, Cryptic
Wow.
Publications, 1989. One that I would love to own, hopefully, someday. We'll see.
And this just feels like right out of the golden age, right? The vibe of this. Like all of those jungle comics. And
That's the cover, man.
Well, the back, did you put the back cover on here too, or no?
I put everything you gave me. I think is it the next one? I think it's every picture you gave me is in here
yeah,
somewhere.
because Hood, it's like a front cover and a back cover that's like a cover. Yeah, like
Oh, where's this?
yeah, that's the back cover.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's fucking beautiful, man.
Dude, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
All right. Well, real quick for Adam, the front cover, you have a woman tied up in bondage while a guy is shooting at the enemy, trying to rescue her, and there's flames at the bottom of the cover, so she's about to be cooked, I guess.
But she doesn't seem that scared though.
Because she's excited that she's getting safe.
Yeah, she's just kind of gritting her teeth.
Did I leave the iron on at home plugged in?
And then on the back cover, you have a man holding a woman hostage or as a shield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Human
and then
shield.
as a human shield, and then a person busting through a door with a gun pointed towards him.
you'll never get me, copper.
Nah, he's I got her. You don't need to shoot her. I got her. They're both after her.
Well,
so
you know, yeah.
this is a crazy book that hopefully I can find.
Got both sides, man. That's
Yeah.
nuts, that's nuts.
Well, he's not using her as a human shield very well because his back is turned to the person that has a gun pointed towards him.
All right, so this is why I put that H.J. Ward cover in there, the water one with the hair, because of the hair.
Yeah.
So, Griffin double novel #2. This is another two-sided Bruce Timm book. So that's the back cover for the Teflon Babe. So this was Griffin Publications 1992, and then the front cover is for the Black Lake.
Nothing sticks to her, right?
Dude, I think I don't think I've ever seen this one pop up for sale. If you Google it, you can get like one of those like worth point things where it's like,
I hate
and
that.
I'm like, no, I'm like, that means it's been on eBay before.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is another one that I would love to find.
Fucking hate that worth point shit. Just show me what it's sold for, man.
Well, yeah, and then you can't even see the price because you have to have like a
Yeah.
membership. But I'm like, I don't even want to see the price because it was probably like $30 or something. Like,
because it's not available now. Why? And then, so on the front cover, you have Batman in the background. I mean, Bruce Wayne, the first image of him holding a gun. And then there's a woman sitting on top of his head. That sounds wrong. But, yeah. And then I can't tell what else is going on. And
It's like lights coming from the sky.
it's like the sun or something.
I think she's supposed to. She's supposed to be in the water. Maybe that's the light coming down through the water or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then on the Teflon Babe cover, it looks like there's some guy approaching a woman, and she has a gun pointed at him.
With a very old school computer in the background, like an Apple II.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
The Apple II, man.
The Apple II.
It's an old Batman the Animated Series computer.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
So we can see where his imagery comes from for the Batman animated series.
All right, this is another one. So the Griffin double novel number 5, Shell Scott. So Hot Rock Rumble. This was in 92. I think this was 92, 93. I can't remember what exact year it was, but I mean, this is where you really see like the H.J. Ward, gorgeous babes.
That's a cover, man.
Yeah, you definitely see the Ward here, but then you also really starting to see his style come through.
Yeah. Yep.
You have this book, Josh?
I wish. This is another one that I've seen some Worth Point ads where it's sold before, but I have every eBay notification that you could probably ever imagine to like hit on these books, and it doesn't
anything
happen.
Richard S. Prather.
Yeah, anything.
My goodness, what a book, man.
Yeah, there's a back cover to this too, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, that's the back cover.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
So if you had this, would you present it with a back cover on the front or the front cover?
I would ask for the back cover to be put facing out. I would ask for that cover just because if I ever went to sell it, that back
the back facing out.
The back cover is going to sell it.
Ass out.
Facing out.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Adam, on the front cover, you have a classy dressed woman with a boa around her arms, and she has a strapless dress on, while I'm guessing Shell Scott is in the background in a head bubble. And then on the back cover, you have Shell Scott in that bubble in that same corner, and then you have a naked woman on top of some bed sheets.
It like if you saw 9.4 of this, what would be your price?
Oh man, I paid big bucks for this.
How much?
$5,000, $10,000.
Anything within reason. I mean, I'd probably. I paid, like I said, I think I paid $300 for that Hardboiled 21. So I would probably pay. I'd probably pay $300 to $500 for this one if it ever
raw
popped up and it was raw and it was that nice.
What would you sell it for at a 9.4?
I probably wouldn't sell it at a 9.4. I would just keep it.
Yeah, this would be a hard one to part with, man.
Yeah, these are like they're all the Hardboiled stuff is hard to find, but like I've never seen any of these double novels.
You would think that somebody has a stack of these, you know, but they
JC.
They would have popped out like already. You know what I mean?
Oh,
right.
You're gonna either pay $500 or $500 for these.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's called Griffin Double Novel number 5, Adam. But on the cover it says Shell Scott. So
Go back to the front cover. Man.
Yeah, the front cover is great too. It's classy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I mean, if you look at this cover and it doesn't make you happy, you're in the wrong hobby, bro.
But this also looks like a lot of the side characters from the Batman animated series.
It does, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like when you see Bruce Wayne like at some sorry.
All right. So I'm assuming these next few slides are gonna all be. This is all interior Bruce Timm stuff that I didn't include the names of the books, so you're just gonna have to figure out where they're from.
Look at the detail on that second one, like the dude there. I mean, like,
dude, both of them.
It's
crazy,
bro. Even the skull is cool, dude. Like in the first on the print,
yeah,
the skull in the background. I could just hear McClay in the back. Oh my god!
Yeah, these
so good, man.
Like his cover stuff is amazing, and then you look at his interior stuff, and you're like, why is this hiding on the inside of a book?
Yeah.
Like these should have been covers to anything.
I mean, either one of these would have been, a huge banger of a cover.
Yeah.
Either one of them.
All right. So the first image looks like it's like Ash from what is that movie? Where he has like the hat, chainsaw hand.
Army of Darkness?
Yeah, Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
So he's standing in the Army of Darkness pose with a naked woman holding his shoulder, but instead of a chainsaw hand, he has a gun. And then the other interior image looks like, what's that cover? I don't remember. The one that High Nathan just picked up not too long ago, where it has a swastika torture.
Oh, what is that? I forget the name of that. The Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
The big magazine size book.
Yeah, it has a weird name to it. I mean, I've got it right here. It's
5-color comics.
5-color, yeah.
There we
go. This one right here.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. So it looks like it's like a early design of 5-color.
Yeah, reminiscent of that. Yeah.
I've pressed a few of those.
Alrighty. And
yeah.
we have here.
So the one I can tell you, the one on the right I know is is it Phantom Lady? I can't remember now. I'm forgetting.
It looks at that one. There was no name, but when I saw this, I'm like, that's Phantom Lady. I'm pretty sure that's who that is.
And then you have the sweet Shutter stories. Though, like these are that's whatever. I'm like, these all should have been covers. I'm so angry.
Can you imagine? Wow.
All right. So the image on the right reminds me of like Starlight. It looks like Starlight from
good call.
The Boys. But she has like a black mask over her face, and then she's holding a gun up, and then she's wearing like a transparent nightgown, standing over a dresser. And then the Shutter Stories interior looks like it's some guy trying to grab a woman and probably do nefarious things and take her down to a sewer.
Yes, a blonde phantom lager. Good call. Blonde phantom, not phantom lager. Blonde phantom.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
All right, so we're just going to touch on a few. These have all been on the show before, but I think this gives some context. Like, these are books that are available. There's some of his bigger price books. Now, if you think about how rare the books that Josh just covered were, and then we're just going to fast forward to books that are out there and what they go for, those other books should carry ridiculous price tags, right? So this is one of my favorite Timm covers, Out of This World by Malibu /Eternity from 1989. A 9.6 of this sold earlier this year, 9.6 for $663.
Wow.
81 on the census. Only 7 9/8 of this. This is a square bound book. If you've never seen it, it picks up damage like it's nobody's business. So, 9/8s are legitimately tough, but this is this is classic Timm. But $663 for a 9.6.
Classic bondage cover, and then with an alien with the brains.
Yeah, I've got a 9.4 of this, and then I found a raw copy for $15. But it's probably a 7, a 6, or a 7 at best. It's pretty beat up.
That's when you buy it and you're looking around. Let me get the hell out of here.
What else can I put in this stack to not make it look so obvious?
Right.
Spicy Tales 11. This is also from Malibu Eternity. I saw someone in the chat say it was in 88. I saw 89, but splitting hairs. This is another just classic Timm, right? I mean, all of the vibe that we were just going through, coming out on this one. This is another book that's exceptionally difficult in a 9.8. Really, really tough. I've got an 8.5 of this, and it looks cleaner than that, but it's an 8.5. 9.6 of this sold for $355 middle of last year, but another very, very tough book at 9.8.
Yeah, I'm still on the hunt for a nice copy of this.
Yeah, I'm finding out is I need to up my Bruce Timm collection to hang out with y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I broke down and bought the 8.5 probably 2.5, 3 years ago. It was the best that I could find at the time. I just wanted it, and
there
but it looks better. I might have to send it to Joe.
Elite Comics, I think it was months ago, listed a 9.8 of this for like what I thought was pretty cheap, but I was too late to even claim it.
What was it? $1,000 maybe?
Either that or it might have even been less. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And it already had sold, and I was like, son of a bee.
You know what they had on there the other day was the J. Scott Campbell Jive City in a 9.8 for like $200.
$200,
yeah.
Oh,
so whoever bought that stole that, because there's only like 4 on the census in the 9.8 or something like that.
You didn't make that offer, or he turned it down?
It sold instantly. Like whoever,
it sold like ASAP.
Yeah,
like as soon as it got posted on that Instagram page, it sold. Like no one had it. Like unless you were watching that page, like you had no chance of grabbing that.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've got a couple more. I mean, this is the classic Cage number 2. I finally found this book digging over the summer, but this book is no joke, right? So this is a 1 in 25 from a series that did not have a high print run. A 9.8 of this sold for $610 last year. Only 19 on the census, 13 and 9.8. But
was that still Mel?
What's that?
Did Mel sell that book?
Josh, I don't remember Mel selling this one, to be honest with you. Like
I don't think so.
He may have, but I used to watch all of those How Many Help You shows and stuff. So I don't, but I could have missed one here or there. But when I found this, I was like, finally, but I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm so used to like seeing the Mexican one. I pull it out. It's a dealer I dug through many times, and I'm like, oh man, finally. But
I've been high on this book for years, man. I think it took me that long to try to find this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a real ghost. This one, for whatever reason, it just doesn't show up that often. And it's just like the poster on it. They like the what do they call blaxploitation, movies from 70s. I mean, 60s and 70s. Like he just nailed it perfectly on this one. You still have your one, Carter?
Of course. I'm not letting it go.
Yeah. I feel the same way about this one.
Mm-hmm.
You found this for 50 cents and a bag of Cheetos, dude.
You remember what you paid for yours, Carter, when you found it?
Oh, I'm thinking like maybe in the 30s ish range. Maybe I got to go back and like watch the haul video that I did it to see.
Yeah, I got mine for 40. He had 50 on it. I should have just bought it. But I still tried to negotiate.
See, listen, we talked about this.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Yeah. All right. I think this is the last book of the night. I'm amazed what this thing goes for. Gen 13 bootleg number 18 by, of course, Bruce Timm. This was a variant. I think it was just an open order variant. A 9/8 sold last year for $695. 7 9/8 on the census, 25 total. But I mean, just think how much these are going for. Forget about everything else we just went through, all the books Josh just went through, like how obscure those are. I mean, these aren't the easiest books to find, but you can find them. Yeah. And they're still going for $700.
Yeah.
9.8. Yeah. I mean, this is a classic.
This is probably the first time I paid attention to Bruce Timm. Was this cover here? Because I remember like this was like maybe 6-7 years ago. This was like a $20 book, even back then.
Yep.
So this is the book that shook your world?
Yeah.
It's not a wraparound cover, in case you're wondering.
No, it's not.
Yes. Sinister Titan was saying that this is a tough book, that the back cover is completely black. Is that true? I mean, Carter, you had this book, right?
Yeah.
So the back cover is like just all black?
You know what? I forget. I totally forget.
Or has a lot of dark spots on it or whatever. All right. Oh, yeah, that was the last book. All right. We did start a little bit earlier today, but that's why it's important to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to catch Saturday Morning Toy Box. On Saturday, make sure to catch Saturday Morning Toy Box. Monday is Cover Lovers. Tuesday is Comic Book Women. Wednesday is This Week in Geek. And you're back with us here on Thursdays.
Hey, real quick, a big thanks for Josh coming out of retirement to be on the show tonight, man. Great show. And good to see you, brother. Great to have you back on. And yeah, man. Hope everybody enjoyed it tonight. I know it was a theme show. We don't do a lot of those, but this one was certainly worth it. So
it was worth
thanks for tuning in.
All right, and big shout out to our sponsors. So make sure to sign up for Cover Price if you haven't already. You can use the code Nerdvana14 for a 30-day discount, or for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And then you can use the code Nerdvana for a 10% discount on their website. Make sure to sign up for their text line so you don't miss any of their exclusive drops. And if you're in the Arizona area, make sure to stop by the store and say hi for us. And
thanks for all the kind words. Thank you, Adam. Yep. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We appreciate you tuning in. And yeah.
And then I tried to describe it as best as I could for you, Adam. And all right, hot book alert this week.
Hot Book Alert live this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a party.
Always is.
I don't know. I don't think there's a hot 10 tomorrow night because Ben is busy with Stein is busy with work. But I'm not sure if Brian has something up his sleeve for that. But make sure to tune in to Beyond Wednesdays Modern Comic Mayhem on Saturday. I have no idea if I'll be showing up or not, but tune in. And then They Call Me Bruce is saying that you had a great haul video.
Oh yeah. Last Friday we did a haul video.
Nice.
Damn good one.
And then Josh, any Whatnot sales coming up or Nope. Okay.
Dude, I got nothing. I'm just
Chilling.
chilling, dude. Just chilling.
Nice.
Oh, also,
I guess after selling all those hard boils, right?
hell yeah. Oh, also, beep 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 beep. Tales from the Flip Side Tuesday. So it's me, Dino, and my buddy Michael Bajel. That's in the comments. We talk about comics. Tales from the Flip Side Tuesday.
So we can call him a content creator now, huh?
I guess you could say.
He's been on enough episodes, right?
Yeah.
And then Joe, anything coming up?
I'm just pressing books. I got.
We're just chilling, dude. Me and Joe are just chilling.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Living
chilling,
life, bro.
Well, I'm going to be visiting Joe and coming up in February. So
Right, 2 weeks, right?
Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
The
February 1st is
first
the show.
Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Aaron are getting in some fucking trouble, bro.
Yeah, so my band's playing in Corpus, so I'm gonna drive up early and then if we're doing the Hot 10, try to do the Hot 10 from my hotel that night, and then as soon as I wake up, give Joe a call and then I'm gonna see how many great deals I can get out there.
We're gonna start early, bro. We're gonna start early. And
you have my number. You can call me. So
yeah, man.
Yeah. But anyways, so stay tuned. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to all the great content we're creating, and we'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Or on Sunday.